yung pinsan mo na yung lalaki mo. Kapatid mo yan, yung lalaki na yung pinsan mo. Wala ko pinsan mo. Masalog din siya. Ilang taon na ba siya? 16. Ikaw? 18. Ang dalawang taon. Ilan ba kayo? Dalawang babae, dalawang lalaki.
Ang sasabihin niya, yung mga dinidistribute mo kayo, yun eh.
Di ba galing yung
Alam na.
pero binayari, sabi mo di ba, bayad yun.
Iba yung box na yun na...
Iba ngayon, iba yung in-order.
Nauna yung in-order pa noon pa.
Oo. Ano kaya nangyayari kayo nung daw? Hindi, ibabahan mo yun, tapos papaano ka, papulis ko pa rin. Ano kung gawin ko rin? Nasa akin, nakakatawa lang.
Hare
Ako nga
Krishna.
nag-push niya talaga eh. Sabi ko, matagal ko na siyang kinush. Sabi, mother, di ko makita ang ano, hindi ko makita. Kung hindi, hanapin mo na, di ba? Tapos matitrace mo rin sa bangko yan. Kapag may nang-withdraw dyan sa pera, matitrace mo kung kailan mo pinapera. Matitrace niya lahat ng gamit ng transaction sa bangko.
Kaya mother, ang ito natin, sinudyan, siya yung nagtatalita.
Nakakatulog ko.
Jayo Raja Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Raja Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Raja Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jana Balava Jaya Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. today is Ekadasi Day. Devasayani Ekadasi. Padma Ekadasi. This is the day when the demigods and Lord Vishnu sleeps. This is also the day when the sun begins to travel towards the south. So the day will become shorter and the night will become longer. So we have 2 years, and half of the year the sun is traveling towards the north. It means the days are longer, but during the time when when the sun is traveling towards the north, it is the daytime in the realm of the demigods. Now it is the beginning of the night for the demigods, so they will be sleeping. And they will awoke at their own Brahma Murta. And the day when they awoke, and Lord Vishnu also awake, is on the last Ekadasi day for the Kartik month. He said that during the night of the demigods, ritualistic sacrifices like homa or fire sacrifice are not done. So walang program sa mga Indians na may fire sacrifice dahil nga natutulog yung mga demigods. So today is Ekadasi, and during Ekadasi, which comes twice a month, today is light fortnight. The moon is shining bright. It is the 11th day before full moon. 3 days before full moon. 11th day after new moon. So light fortnight, the moon is getting brighter until after 3 days, which is full moon. So devotees are required to minimum practice of fasting, abstaining from grains and beans. Kaya kanina tinanong ko si Professor Dulce, what did he eat for his breakfast? She ate oats. Sa sunod, pag Ekadasi, prutas lang muna. What's the reason? During Ekadasi, sin personified, which is termed Papa Mochani. Papa. Actually, the word Papa means sin. So, yung tawag ng mga those who address their father as Papa instead of Daddy. They're calling their father Sin. Papa, Sin. So, sin personified take shelter of the grains, beans, like rice, kidney beans, oatmeal, bread, dal. So we refrain or abstain from eating such grains and beans. If you do half-day fasting during Ekadasi, you gain one-fourth of the spiritual and material benefits. If you do sunset fasting without even water, you gain one half. If you do the whole 24 hours, then you gain the whole benefit. Every Ekadasi there's benefit, special benefit. So the benefit for today's Ekadasi is your countless sins in your previous lives will be erased. And inauspicious things will be negated. Just like in the story, it was told that there was 3-year drought in the kingdom of Mandata, King Mandata, and they do not know what to do. So they approached a saintly person, and the saintly person told them to fast in the coming Ekadasi, which is this Devasayani Ekadasi. So every Ekadasi is auspicious. One should take the opportunity to observe the fasting during the Ekadasis. And then 3 months from now, or more than 3 months from now, Kartik month will come, and offering lamps will be done in the temple, which is very auspicious, offering the lamps. That will be around 3 months after, more than 3 months. So we read Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-sloke Bhakti Bhagavati Naistiki. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 4th chapter, entitled Atrocities of King Kamsa. Text 2. Tu Turnam Upavrajya Devakya Garbhajanma
Janma
Tat
Tat
Achakyur
Chakyur
Bhojarajaya
Jaya
Yad
Yad
Udvikna
Vignaha
Pratikshate
Shate
Ketuturnamupavradya
Turnamapagravya
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Devaya Garbhajanmatat
Chakyur Bhojarajaya
Chachur Pujarajaya
Yad Udvikna Pratikshate
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Ketuturnamupavradya
Turnamapagravya
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Achakyur Bhajarajaya
Chakyur Pujarajaya
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Ketuturnamupavradya
Turnamapagravya
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Achakyur Bhajarajaya
Chachur Pujarajaya
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate Ketuturnam Upagravya
Ketuturnamupavradya
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Chakyur Pujarajaya
Achakyur Bhajarajaya
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate
Ketuturnam Upavraja
Ketuturnamupavradya
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Akachur Pujarajaya
Achakyur Bhajarajaya
Yad Udvigna Pratishyate
Yad Udvigna Pratikshate Ketuturnamupavradya Devakya Garbhajanmatat
Achayor Bocharajaya
Achakyur Bhajarajaya Yad Udvigna Pratikshate All the watchmen two indeed Turnam very quickly Upavradya going before the king Devakya or Devaki Garbhajanma the deliverance from the womb
Deliverance from the womb.
Tat
That
that child Achakyu
Chakyu
submitted Bhojarajaya unto the king of the Bhojas
unto the king of the Bhojas.
Kamsha Yad of whom Udvignaha with great anxiety Pratikshate was waiting for the child's birth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Jai Shri Prabhu. Thereafter, all the watchmen very quickly approached King Kamsa, the ruler of the Bhoja dynasty, and submitted the news of the birth of their Vakish child. Kamsa, who had awaited this news very anxiously, immediately took action. Let us repeat. Thereafter, all the watchmen very quickly approached King Kamsa, the ruler of the Bhoja dynasty, and submitted the news of the birth of their Vakish child. Kamsa, who had awaited this news very anxiously, immediately took action. Purport. Kamsa was very anxiously waiting because of the prophecy that the eighth child of Devaki would kill him. This time, naturally, he was awake and waiting, and when the watchman approached him, he immediately took action to kill the child. Omagya Tilyam Dasha Janadana Sulakaya Chaksuran Bilitam Dena Tasmai Shigurun Sri Chaitanya Manojistam Stapitam Jaya Gurtari Swayam Rupa Kadambayam Vitati Swadhidantam Vanchakalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vedacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Vitale Srimati Tama Krishna Vyaswami Tamadale Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Vitale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tamadale Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurupani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Tishatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, I will read again the verse. Kamsa was very anxiously waiting because of the prophecy. Kamsa was very anxiously waiting because of the prophecy that the eighth child of Devaki would kill him. This time, naturally, he was awake and waiting, and when the watchman approached him, he immediately took action to kill the child. So, we read about how Kamsa come to know that the eighth child of Devaki, his sister, in the future will kill him. So ever since he heard that, he was waiting for the appearance of the child, the eighth child. So in previous verses, it was mentioned in this Srimad Bhagavatam that the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth sons were all killed by Kamsa. And then the seventh son, who is Lord Balaram, was transferred to the womb of Rohini. And it appeared, it was made to appear that Devaki had miscarriage. So during the eighth appearance of the eighth child, it is being told here that Kamsa is very eager to kill the child. And this is actually the tendency of demoniac personalities like Kamsa. Kamsa is a big demon, and if you read the previous cantos, wherein it was described that actually this demon is one of the brothers, Jaya and Vijay, who used to be the gatekeepers of the Vaikuntha planet. the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu. When it happened, so when the four Kumaras, the four child saintly persons, the four Kumaras, who are very powerful mystic personalities, they knocked at the door of the palace of Lord Vishnu, and the two guards who answered the door so that four boys are asking to be given a chance to enter the gate. But these two guards, seeing that the boys they're like that, 3 feet tall. They are called the Sanat Kumaras. They are brothers. And the two guards laughed at them and said, "You're not allowed to enter." So the four Kumaras who were very powerful, they cursed the two brothers to become demons. 4 times they will be born as demons. So in this time wherein Krishna, 3 times, no, 4 times, but they were born again as Jai and Vijay when Lord Chaitanya appeared. So this time, Kamsa is one of the 2 brothers, and he is a big demon. So you may see that all these happenings are but a drama in the appearance of Lord Krishna. Kamsa was previously a gatekeeper in the kingdom of Lord Vishnu, and they, together with his brother, they were cursed to be born as demons in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So in previous pastimes, they appeared also in the pastime of Lord Ram. And in the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, they appeared as the 2 demons. So, if we try to read on the pastimes of Lord Krishna, everything is transcendental. So, sometimes we become angry at the characters being shown in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Eventually, we should realize that everyone is a spirit soul, whether in the body of a demon or in the body of the demigod. So whether you are an animal, you are a human being, a cockroach, or a mosquito, everyone is a spirit soul, but only they are covered by the material body, and the differences in them is the consciousness. So the point is not to glide down in the level of life in this material world, not to lose oneself into the animal form. So by taking up Krishna consciousness, or by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, we will be able to erase all the previous sins and possible reactions, bad or good reactions in previous activities in previous lives. So now we are reading the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, and this time we are reading about the atrocities of King Kamsa against his sister Devaki and his brother-in-law Vasudeva. But by knowing such, we can see that in this material life we have dualities. We have people who are making pains in our life, who are trying to harm us. And we should know that they are just reactions to our previous life. The real truth is that those who are seemingly enemies in our present life are those in previous lives we made atrocities. We made offenses against them. And by the arrangement of material nature, these things are happening in our present life. People are making us suffer. People are asking us for money, stealing from us. And these are arrangements in the material nature and being made possible by the Param Atma, or the Super Soul in everyone's heart. So everyone is arranged to meet each other in this life. We meet as family members, brothers and sisters, father and mother, but they are all temporary arrangement of material nature. And we should learn how to tolerate. We should learn how to forgive. We should learn how to eventually be transcendental to all the material things that are happening in our life. In that way, we will be free, we will be liberated from this material life, we will be beyond the cycle of birth and death. And the easiest way is to perform devotional service to the Supreme God. And performing service to the Supreme God is the easiest path. Before, the paths were very hard. People were, in the Satyayug, people were doing meditation for thousands of years. In the Tretayug, people were doing animal sacrifice. And in the Dwapara, people were, the means of sacrifice is to daily worship the Supreme Lord in their forms as deities in big temples. But in this day and age, the only means of obtaining perfection is simply to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So simply by the Yuga Dharma or the Harinam Jagna, the sacrifice of chanting the Mahamantra, one will obtain all the benefits of the sacrifices being practiced in previous ages. In Satyayug, people were living for 100,000 years. In Tretayug, or the Silver Age, people were living for 10,000 years. And in the previous Yuga, before this Kali Yuga started 5,000 years ago, human beings were living for 1,000 years. Right now, the lifespan of human beings is decreased into 100 years. But due to wrong diet, due to the sinful eating modes of all human beings, 99% of the human beings are meat eaters. Because of this, even the lifespan, wherein the lifespan is designed for this age as 100 years, it is now going down to 50 years. People are having diseases like diabetes, they have high blood, they have cancer, they have kidney failures, heart failures, and now due to the so-called advancement in medicine, human spare parts are being utilized. This proves that we are not this body but the spirit. We are like machines. When your car fails, you use spare parts. You buy spare parts. When in the human machine, when they fail, they buy heart spare parts. If the kidney fails, they buy kidney spare parts. But these processes of using the spare parts, they are very much expensive. See? Kidney now, we used to have we had our godbrother whose kidney failed. He has to spend around 700 to 800,000 pesos. That's around $18,000 US dollars. So it's expensive not to become a vegetarian. And in your future life, you will be born in the body of the animals that you eat. If you don't make sacrifice in this age, if you don't make sacrifice in your life today, you will be born as animals in your future life. So we are not trying to frighten people when we talk about this. We are just mentioning what is written in the Vedas, what is written in the scriptures. So this material life is not the place for a gentleman. Srila Prabhupada said, and according to the scriptures, if you want to enjoy material life to the fullest, you should target the heavenly planets, which is still temporary. So right now, I told a while ago, the denizens of the heavenly planets are starting to sleep. They're sleeping now. So fire sacrifice is not allowed during this time. But the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra as the sacrifice in this day and age is still going on. And we should continue chanting Hare Krishna during Harinam in the temple and chanting Hare Krishna mantra in the beach. So, chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Questions?
Me? So what's going to happen to me? Because my first life, I was a vegetarian. I'll get born again into something.
No, your previous life,
No, this life I wasn't.
yeah, your previous life decided your present life.
So,
You were born in a nice family because you have lesser sins. You were able to finish your college. You had a nice career.
yes.
But you were doing it in ignorance. You haven't met a Hare Krishna devotee. So that's why you had your problem in your heart, is it?
The pacemaker.
Because of wrong diet.
Yeah.
So right now you met a devotee and you're hearing the truth from the Vedas.
Yes. But I was.
Now you change your diet. You're now a vegetarian. So you're in the right path.
But won't I have to pay karma for the first?
So we have previous slides. Your karma will be the reactions to the previous life's activities of karma will be erased by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. It is said that when you come to the level of Nam means name, Abbas means clearing stage, then all the sins that you have done in previous lives, because karma, the fruits of the karma, it will fructify in different stages. There are karmas that does not react immediately. So we have previous lives and the detailed or particular reaction will happen in different stages. It is said that if all the karma that you have done, bad karma that you have done in previous lives, is not arranged in that manner, you cannot exist in the human form o sabay-sabay. If everything will be if the reaction will immediately come in one flow. So the karma, it will come in stages.
Oh, okay.
So the point is to perform the jhana or the sacrifice in this day and age, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna. Any other question?
In regard about the Nanda Maharaj in Amsa. Nanda Maharaj in Vasudeva. Pinagpalit ni di ba? So, pinalit ni Vasudeva yung anak.
Vasudeva brought the baby Krishna.
Baby Krishna is a Vishnu and it will transform into Krishna. From Vishnu and then it's transformed to...
Well, that was during the birth.
During the birth.
Krishna showed himself as the four-armed Vishnu. And then he transformed himself. He turned back to his baby Krishna form. The point is, when Krishna came, all the incarnations, all the expansions are within Krishna. So he can transform himself into any expansion, like Lord Vishnu or the four-armed Vishnu.
Imagine is a partial expansion like Krishna, and then Krishna appeared as a original original expansion, original.
That's why Krishna is termed as inexhaustible, although he expands himself into many incarnations,
Nation.
Chaturvyuha, many Chaturvyuhas, and then the Gun avatars, the pastime avatars. But Krishna is, when he comes, when he manifests himself, he is in full. He's not, that's why Srila Prabhupada's example is 1, 2, 1 plus 1 is still 1. In mathematics, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. So Krishna, when he divides into 2, he's still 1.
Oh yeah. That's true.
That's Achincha Vedabheda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. Right now we are in the material plane. We really cannot understand the full Krishna consciousness or the absolute truth. So Lord Chaitanya turned this as the Achincha Veda Tattva philosophy, simultaneously one and different. Wherein you perceive Krishna as different and as one. That's a very deep philosophy.
Yeah.
And if you are new, and the first time you heard about Achincha Veda Tattva, very hard to understand. But as you read the scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will eventually internally understand the meaning of simultaneously one and different.
When it's like Tabu is like the triangle from the Catholic Church, but they'll kill you in the Inquisition if you don't like believe. Right?
Yeah, that most of the Catholic Church teachings, especially the sacraments, were taken from the Vedas. My guru once said that in Rome, those philosophers, intelligent philosophers in Catholicism, they studied the parallelism in the Vedas with the Catholic teaching. That's why they have the three persons in one God. But in the Vedas, the personality of Godhead is limitless. You cannot limit God's personality in three persons.
Yeah, yeah. How about, because you're gonna get executed by the Inquisition if you don't believe in the Triune God. And secondly, if you don't believe in the transubstantiation, the changing of the host to the
Yeah.
body of Christ.
Before the Roman Catholic, because the Romans made Christianity as their official religion. They tried to add many things which are not part of the Vedas or the teachings of Jesus Christ. And they subtracted vegetarianism and reincarnation. Now, the principle of the host is the principle of prasadam. Prasadam is food offered to the Supreme Lord. And Jesus Christ was offering bread and juice, fresh juice from the vine. They call it wine. In the Vaishnava tradition, we don't we don't take shura or alcohol because it destroys the mind. So during those times, there were inquisition because Rome is very powerful. They use the soldiers to force the dogma of Catholicism. But in devotional service, there's no force. In love, there's no question of forcing love to others. So love, which means bhakti or love of God, cannot be forced. No one can be forced to love God. So unless we turn to God in loving service, then we continue to suffer the cycle of birth and death, old age and disease. Any other question? Prabhu, may tanong ka?
One more.
Yes.
What is the difference, Prabhu, between Hinduism and Krishna?
Difference between Krishna consciousness and Hinduism.
Is there?
There's an ocean of difference.
Oh, really?
Big difference.
Really? Okay.
The Hindu is the hodgepodge practice in India, in the Indian culture. And the original teaching of the Vedas was covered by personalism. So the different teachings like Jainism, the Jains, the Buddhism, Lord Buddha also came from India. The Mimamsa philosophy, the Mayavadi, they are almost all impersonalists. They don't consider Krishna as a person. So the Hare Krishna movement is meant to really worship or to develop that love to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isvaraha Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So Krishna is the original. He is also called Govinda, and he is the source of all incarnation. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original, he is the source of all incarnation, all personalities. So we are monotheistic, while Hinduism, which is a term coined by historians or by the Islam Mohammedanism, they call those people practicing in the other side of the Sindhu River, they call them the Sindhus. And eventually the term transformed into Hinduism. So it's just a historical term. But nowhere in the Vedas that the word Hindu is there. There's no term in the Vedas of Hindu.
Yeah, but because when we were little, we were taught not to call people from India Indians, because those are Indians now in the US. We were asked to call them as Hindus.
Yeah, Hindus. It's a general term by the historians.
Oh, okay. Because remember we had the interfaith webinar.
Yeah, I just in the first stages of the interfaith, I allowed them to call me Hindu.
Yeah. That's
But eventually I changed it to Hare Krishna.
yeah, okay.
Because if they read Hare Krishna, they will benefit from it. But if they see Hindu, no benefit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was what I said. Those, so they later, okay, okay.
Last question. They are already hungry.
I don't know. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, one question allowed.
What's the difference between Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita is the 13th part of the Mahabharata, wherein Krishna spoke in front of two warring factions. He spoke Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means Song of God.
Oh, okay.
Bhagavan is another term for God, which means one who possesses 6 opulences. And Gita means song. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, which was also written in the 13th, there's a term, not chapter, 13th part of the Mahabharata. So in Bhagavad Gita, all the philosophies of Bhakti, Yoga are described, and all the different form of yogas are also described. And it's a whole philosophy. It's like a dictionary compared to Srimad Bhagavatam. While Srimad Bhagavatam means Bhagavat Purana, it's one of the Puranas. There are 18 Puranas, and Bhagavat Purana is the highest Purana. So it is said that in order to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, one has to read Bhagavad Gita, and then Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Nectar of Devotion. Then you don't have to read any other books except those. It's enough. It's enough to bring you up to the point of bhakti.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
No more na. No more na proof.
May question pa? Meron ka pa?
No more, no more, no more.
No more question. Baka meron pa.
Wala.
Then, so today is Ekadasi. Ramananda Roy has prepared Ekadasi bread. No grains and beans. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Radha Madhav ki, Gantharaj Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.